Hello, everyone. Randy here, working on the old 1988 Ford Ranger here again today. We're going to be working on rebuilding the power steering pump here, hopefully. You might notice the power steering pump is already removed. I'm going to include the video clip here of removing that in this video here. Okay, in order to remove the power steering pump here, you have three 15mm bolts to remove there. And then there's also the adjuster nut up top. You need to loosen that up. That will allow you to take the belt off the pulley. Now, as you'll see in my video, this power steering pump has been on my truck for what's been like 34 years, 1988? Yeah, 34 years here, everyone. So I ended up taking the entire bracket off because I could not get the power steering lines off. We went ahead and sucked the power steering fluid out. I call it a turkey baster. Probably more a mechanical term for that, but I always call it the turkey baster. So we sucked out the power steering fluid. There is one line underneath the power steering pump. It just has a little clamp on it. You got to take that off, make sure that's loose. And then the main power steering pump line, that's what I was talking about there. Yeah, we just could not get that loose, everyone. Ended up, as you'll see here, hopefully a little bit later in this clip, we ended up just taking the main bracket that holds the entire power steering pump off, and we literally rotated the whole pump off here. That's, yeah, pretty sure everyone that fitting is supposed to turn. It does not, and rather than trying to force it and maybe possibly break something, everyone, like I said, we just ended up rotating the whole entire pump assembly off of there. By the way, when I'm not entirely sure what size that fitting is, none of my flare nut wrenches would fit that fitting for some reason. Go figure, right? And here's the kit we have for rebuilding it. Hopefully this is the right one. We'll find out as we get into it, everyone. Comes with all those little seals and gaskets and all that good stuff. And then we also need a special tool here to pull off the pulley. So we're going to get started with that here next. Okay, and for the hardest part of the job here, removing this power steering pump pulley. You pretty much just got to take the two halves of that tool there with the puller sandwiched in between there. You slap the collar over that all, tighten down with a couple wrenches, everyone, and it should come off. Now, in my case, everyone, it took several tries here. In fact, I actually let it set over the weekend here in penetrating oil. This just did not want to come off. The 34 years probably had something to do with it, I'm guessing, right, everyone? But anyway, we finally got it off there. Now, I don't know if you heard the pop when it did finally release, but that was a pretty good bang, everyone. The video definitely does not do it justice, the sound it made when it finally did actually release. Okay, now we get into the actual rebuilding of the pump here. First things first, we need to remove the fitting where the power steering line connects into there. That's just pretty much take a wrench and take that off, or a socket in this case is what I used. Once you have that off, you can then remove the plastic reservoir housing. And for this, I'm going to pretty much just had it clamped in a vise here. You kind of just grab it as carefully as you can, rotate it a little bit back and forth, and it will pull off. Okay, next up, I will need to remove the clip that is holding the entire pump assembly together. For this, you're going to have to sandwich the entire pump somehow. In my case, I just used it in the bench vise there, everyone, pushed it all together. Then you take a pin through the side of the pump. There's a little hole there. You can actually see it right in the video right there. You're going to push it through there, and that ring should pop out just a little bit, and you should be able to get on it and pull it out, just work it out. Once you have that out, and the whole entire pump assembly will come apart, and you can see I'm taking the parts out. They just pretty much all just slide out of the pump. Now, you might have to pound it just a little bit, just real light tapping, everyone, on the part where the pulley sits on the shaft. Just tapping that a little bit, and then all the parts should just come out, and you can see I'm removing the pieces right there. Just be careful you don't lose any of those little pieces and the little springs that go with it. Yeah, you can see there, I'm not actually tapping on the pump itself, I'm just tapping on the bracket there just to get the parts to fall out of the pump. And now we're going to take the front seal off there. Just grab the pliers there, work that protecting O-ring off. And once you got that off there, clamp it back in the vise, pull the actual seal itself out. And that I just used a couple of screwdrivers there, pried it out. And this, I believe, Evan, was the main culprit for the reason for why I'm having to rebuild the power steering pump on my truck. This front seal here is what failed. To be honest, Evan, I probably could have left all the rest of the pump the way it was, and it probably would have been fine. But seeing how we got all new seals, Evan, as you'll see here, I just ended up replacing all the seals. Okay, well, we got everything apart here, all cleaned up. Now we need to start replacing the seals. I figured it was probably best to clean them up here before I replace the seals. And we might have to do a little more cleaning once we got the seals replaced too. We'll see once here. But for those of you curious here, this is what the diagram looks like of this pump. And we just more or less followed the directions on this side. It's not super helpful. I mean, they are and they aren't, if you know what I mean, everyone. They don't exactly tell you a whole lot, just like compress it. Like, well, how do you compress it? But anyway, we got it all apart. And there's the instructions for putting it back together. We'll get to that here once we get the new seals on. Now we get into the actual rebuilding of the pump here, Evan. I pretty much just laid all my seals out. By the way, Evan, this seal kit was like $5 or $6. So for those of you wondering why I'd want to do this as opposed to maybe just buying a whole new pump, far cheaper here, Evan. And like I said, once you actually got to the rebuilding part here, Evan, the removing of the power steering pump was probably the hardest part. The rebuild, Evan, nothing to it. Pretty much I just took each part, looked for the seal on it, compared it to what I had in the kit there. Plus there were directions that came with the kit too, by the way, so highly suggest checking them out. The directions in the kit, not the most helpful, but they'll at least give you some basic guidance. They're very basic directions, everyone. And starting with the outer piece of the pump there, pulled that main seal off. There's also a seal on the housing as well. Don't forget about that one. I did end up having, as you'll see in the video here, one seal left over. I'm not entirely sure where that seal went. I never did find it, by the way. By the way, I did clean all these parts, as I mentioned just a few moments ago. Sprayed them all down with a brake cleaner, and I cleaned them up the best I could. You can also see I'm wearing gloves here. Just make sure everyone clean, very clean. Keep it as clean as you possibly can here. This is a pump essentially, and yeah, cleanliness is very important when it comes to a pump. And here I am looking for what seal goes with which one here. And then we're going to be reinstalling the main seal. Again, like I said, this is the reason why I had to rebuild the pump in the first place. The main seal failed. I'm going to take a flat surface and pound that down. You want to make sure you pound it down with a flat surface. That one, if you just like smash it with a hammer, you're probably going to dent it and wreck it. So just carefully and slowly pounded it down. And you can see there I'm just using the flat side of a wrench. You could also probably get like a socket. I think the kit actually said a 7/8 socket was the right size for that. You can use that as well. But I didn't feel like grabbing the socket. I just used the wrench there and called it good. It worked just fine. Again, like I said, making sure it is absolutely as clean as possible here, everyone. Replacing that main seal. By the way, a little hook or something like that works great for getting the old seals out. Reading the directions. Who needs directions? Moment of weakness, everyone. Moment of weakness. Just ignore that. I think that's where I was looking for that right seal, and I never did find it, everyone. So don't know. Yeah, there's the extra seal. Beats me. And now we're rebuilding the pump here. Apologies, Evan. Apparently, I lost the video where I put the first part of the pump here together. The pump is pretty much, what, 5 main pieces? You got a front plate. You got a basic piece that goes over the pump. You got a back plate. You got the gear inside, or the pump unit itself. And then you got that main piece, that valve assembly that goes on the back there. Here I am, everyone, reinstalling the little, I think they're called vanes in the pump here. And yes, those are fun to install. But oh my goodness. By the way, when it comes to the pump reassembly there's a little spring in the back there that goes on. And then you got the bottom plate or the front plate, whatever you want to call it. And there's 2 essentially dowel pins, everyone, that hold the entire pump assembly inside the pump housing there. That basically line all the parts up. So you kind of just slide those over that. You can see here I'm going to line this piece up, 2 of those dowels. I don't know if you can just see it, the one sticking up there, everyone. No, there's the back plate. That lines up on there. And again, there's a spring in the back there that's providing just a little bit of tension on that. There, I pretty much just took it over to the bench vise. I went squeezed it in the bench vise. I didn't bother recording that. And then you just slide that ring inside. You got to compress the ring just a little bit. It's actually went in quite easily. And then it slides down in the slot there. And once you have that, we can release the tension on the unit. Oh, and one thing I just realized to note of it too, make sure when you're putting all the seals and stuff together, use a little bit of power steering fluid on the seals. Make sure all the power steering seals there are lubricated before you assemble them. And then also down inside the pump head one, I poured an ample amount of power steering fluid in there too, just to make sure everything was well lubed here as I was putting it together. Now this back reservoir oven did not want to go on for some reason. Rubber mallet there, some light tapping. And again, emphasis on the light tapping. I was not hitting it hard here. Next up, reinstalling the pulley here, everyone. Using the tool that comes in the kit there. You pretty much thread that down inside the pump shaft. And then you just tighten that down and it slowly pushes that pulley onto the shaft there. Now, first things first, I had to actually take a tap there and clean out the threads inside that shaft. Otherwise, the tool would not thread down into it. So just something to keep in mind. Again, I'm sure the 34 years on this truck probably had something to do with that. But once I got those threads cleaned out of it went on fairly easily. You can see that I was getting a bigger wrench because, yeah, it was turning quite hard there at that point. One thing to note of it too, because I took it off with the entire bracket, everyone, make sure you reinstall that bracket, at least if you do it the way I did anyway. Don't want to put the pulley on the pump, find out you forgot the bracket, and then have to take that back off again. And there, you can feel it when it bottoms out, everyone. Like, it significantly tightens up all of a sudden. And now for the fun part of it, reinstalling the pump here. And again, at least the way I did it, everyone, I'm having to turn the entire pump assembly and bracket onto that fitting there. I could not get that fitting to turn. I let it soak, and I let it soak, and I tried. I put a ratchet on it. I could not get it to turn. I'm assuming it's supposed to. I'm not 100% sure on that one, and I didn't want to risk wrecking anything, so again, I just turned the entire pump assembly and bracket there. You could probably remove the pulley while it's in the engine bay there, and that would possibly allow you to just remove the pump. You can leave the bracket on there. I opted everyone just to remove the entire bracket. I figured it'd be easier that way, but maybe not. I think there's enough room to get the pulley removing tools and installation tools inside the engine bay there. It'd be a little close maybe, but I think there is enough room in this truck to do that. So just FYI in that, if you're doing this, you can probably remove the pulley in the engine bay while it's still installed there, and then you can just remove just the pump. Also, note here, don't forget to reinstall the line that's underneath the pump there that connects to the reservoir and the little clamp that goes on it. And you can see that clamp down in the bottom middle of the screen. That clamp is still not reinstalled. I think I got the line, but I forgot to put the clamp on. I did remember before we started the truck up, luckily, but at least at this point, I had still forgotten to put that on there. Here I am just going through and tightening up all the bolts that hold the bracket on. The pump bolts are already installed. I got them just somewhat loose, and then you can see the one tensioning nut there is all the way up there as well. Once we get the belt on, then we'll tension that up. And then, yes, the fun part of it, trying to re-tighten that down. Again, my flare wrench, that one did not fit that. I could not find a flare wrench that would fit that fitting, everyone. So I'm not entirely sure what size it was. I just used the closest one that somewhat fit. It did not feel like the right one for what it's worth, but it, like I said, it did fit. There we are, refilling the pump, everyone. I'm giving it a couple of spins by hand, just trying to get the fluid in there as much as possible before we start the truck up. I don't want that pump, running dry if we can help it. Which, as you'll see, it actually did. I don't know if it ran completely dry, but as soon as we started the truck up, it sucked all that fluid down, which I was kind of surprised by, because we sucked the fluid out of the pump, but we don't think we took the fluid out of anything else, right? So I was surprised how much fluid disappeared, if you will. And there we are, tensioning the belt, tightening everything down. And then I think we're ready to start it up here.
took some down.
Oh yeah. Okay, start it up again. And per the directions, Chevron, we're just going to take the steering and slowly turn it back and forth. It says do not go all the way to the stop. So don't turn all the way one way, all the way the other way. It says just go a little bit, little bit. Once you got it worked out, and then you can actually like do the full turn back and forth. And you can see it looks like it sucked down just a little bit more there. And at this point, the power steering pump is rebuilt, and we're back on the road. So again, thanks for watching. If you folks have any comments or questions about this, be sure to throw them down below. Also down below, I'll have a link for the kit I used for rebuilding this, as well as the kit for taking the power steering pump pulley on and off if you need that. Those links will all be down below in the description. Also, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do that. Very much appreciated. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.